Okay, here we go. Uh, Brilliant idea here. So working with the Loot Safe team, we're killing it right now. Excited about maybe getting our first partnership. We'll be traveling to the Thailand Game Expo here, October 26th through October 29th. See all the interesting games that we don't see in the States. And then followed by Monday with a keynote speech regarding virtual assets. And so we're excited to provide some of those solutions for the developers out there and start growing our company. One of the interesting things that I'm thinking about now when it comes to virtual in-game items, specifically currencies, and a lot of the discussion regarding stable coins, I think what we need now, and shout out to Binance, we need a Binance for all of these game companies. There is V-Bucks in Fortnite, as we all know. There's Gold and WoW. There's a wide variety of various coins. Engine is another example of an in-game item for Unity developers to decide to use their marketplace. But even past that, we need to look more globally on this. When I think of how this exchange is going to be set up, well, it's pretty simple. We offer Loot, our stable coin, backed and understood as being solvent, as exposure, really kind of like a BNB type token that gives people exposure to the pairings we offer through those partnerships. That includes with Ubisoft, that includes with Activision, that includes with EA Games, some of the bigger ones. But let's get some of the indie guys on board here. Let's start with that first. Let's do this as a grassroots movement. Those guys have the resources to do this, but there's some young guys struggling out there that I think we can help. Now, through a pretty careful vetting process, we would give them basically pairing on our exchange with their currency. And from there, then you filter on to their own in-game marketplaces, which LootSafe also provides to each of these companies that are interested. So what does that do exactly? Well, each game's going to probably decide what their game's assets are worth, and some developers may disagree on that from other companies. But you still want to have that ability for cross-pollination when it comes to how your money's pretty much entering the virtual world. If you think about it, I buy V-Bucks in Fortnite. I only want them to stay within the Fortnite realm. Well, if that means that my V-Bucks could be spent elsewhere because I'm spending my time and effort within that game, earning small amounts of that currency for myself, perhaps I want to exchange that on another platform. And what this does is it really opens up the user base for these developers. I think at first they're pretty hesitant to the fact, but understanding that you're now offering equal benefits in your game for gamers of another genre certainly means as time releases go down, it brings players back to your game when large developments are happening because of these large rollouts. This also gives people the opportunity basically to have a more stable environment to trade against. I mean, if you're trading against ETH, you're not winning in almost any situation here unless you're a trader. And you can leave it to the development teams to hire economists and so forth like that can work on the metrics when it comes to even arbing your opponent, essentially. But once you give people the ability to own these assets, they're going to look for the best available market for them. And why do people choose Binance? Because it's the highest liquid market out there when it comes to all the various cryptocurrencies that you enjoy. And their reputation, their security backs them on that. And so I think that while they're giving people exposure to the traditional sense of various companies, STO offerings, ICO offerings, we're focused on the gaming market and the gaming environment here. And we're really not interested in fiat pairs because that's pretty much handled from the gateway of the company. So it incentivizes the company to give the best deals to keep those games in in their environment, but also it gives them kind of the ability to accept those gateways from other games. As a series fades over time, there needs to be continued development to release additional rollouts. And if you can't get players excited about that, they'll move on to other genres. So this is a really big thing, and I don't see anyone in the space really doing it. They're focused on really providing these internal and private marketplaces. But as we all know, the most successful models are offering interchangeability. Wherever you are in the world and whatever environment that you live in, and onboarding a lot of these companies into an alliance that can offer as well as better solvency to the money that you're putting into their system, along with trading advantages with using loots, this is a win-win, and we're going to capitalize on this, and we're going to bring this to market. Now, we don't have as much money to put this on a mountaintop right now, but I assure you it will be coming, and we want to be the forefront of this. So this is exciting news, and I hope whoever's out there listening to this, they can hopefully take the idea and run with it. I would love to be a part of that as well. But we're going to need more resources to really get this going, and it's going to be a couple years. So that's all I have for this podcast. We'll definitely report back to announce our first partnership, and we're very excited about what the future holds for gaming, because this certainly is a game changer. So until then, own your adventure, and have a great day, guys.